That's a rough one to come back from. I
Yeah.
did the patella tendon graft on my left knee, and it took me about a year. I did the ACL from a cadaver. It's actually, they use an Achilles tendon from a cadaver on my right knee, and I was back to jiu-jitsu in 6 months. Like full confidence in 6 months. I was 100% recovered, kicking the bag, everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how old were you when you got those?
The first one, I was 26. The second one, I was 31, 32, somewhere around there.
Oh, so young.
Yeah.
Because I mean, my doctor is basically like, look, you're like at the boundary. You could go either way, but if you want to compete again, then I'd recommend doing the patella.
100% for sure.
But it's been this interesting opportunity to like I really don't want that to happen again. So I feel like I'm so much more focused on technique. Like the first time that I learned all this stuff, I was probably like a little too brutish about it and just like muscling through stuff. But I don't know. Dave was like, before that round, Dave was like, "You're done." I'm like, "No, one more round." It's so
you're too tired as well.
Yeah. And I hadn't I basically had also just done a really hard kind of like leg workout the day before, but I don't think but the fight guys didn't know that. So I really just pushed it too hard.
Are you aware of knees over toes guy?
Yeah.
Have you done his stuff?
I've looked at it a bunch. I mean, the rehab thing I took really seriously, and I thought that was pretty interesting too. It's I don't want to like have to do a lot of rehabs like this one, but to do one of them, I actually thought was a pretty interesting experience because it's like week over week, you're just getting back so much mobility and ability to do stuff. And no, I feel like I'm I don't know. At this point, I just like probably half my weight training is effectively kind of like rehab and joint health stuff and like wrists, shoulders, knee, all that in addition to the big muscle groups.
Yeah, that's very smart. The knee over toes guy stuff is particularly effective because it all comes from a guy that had a series of pretty catastrophic knee injuries and was plagued with weak knees his whole life. Yeah. And he gives away a lot of information for free because he said, look, when I was 11 years old, I wish I had access to this, so I'm going to put it out there for everybody. Great guy. Yeah.
Cool.
But I can't recommend that stuff enough. But I think what you're doing is like strengthening shoulders, strengthening knee. That's really the way to do it. Like you have to think of muscles in terms of like armor. If you want to do this thing, it's better to have good bumpers around your car if you might bump into other cars. You don't want to just have raw sheet metal.